Nagaland State Disaster Management Authority Home Department Braji October 22 de Kohima Laga Capital Convention Center ba Annual Nagaland Emergency Preparedness Exercise 2024 laga upper Capacity Development Program organized Krisha. Program khatam ha bichde media ke brief kriya homoy Nsdma laga Joint CEO Johnny Rong Maibra Janaishi ki aji laga program do October 17 de Nagaland Emergency Preparedness Exercise laga Curtain Raiser event laga continuation ase aro ito do National Disaster Management Authority Ministry of Home Affairs para support kura laga se. Rong Mai kuishi ki mock exercise de Ndma laga Senior Consultant MENIRS Major General Sudhir Bal retired to Lead Coordinator thakibo. Itikla nohigina nokla karo Newland Devi duita additional companies deploy korigina thaga upor janashe. Rong Mai Brajanashi ki exercise laga lead observer do Eastern Air Command pra thagibo. Rong Mai bra NAPEX 2024 de Home Guard aro Civil Defense pra SDRF personnel khan hisa loi thakia laga upor de highlight kursia. Joint CEO bra strategically located at that district p thakia janaishe. Ndma laga Senior Consultant MENIRS Major General Sudhir Bal retired pra modalities. Mock exercise aro tabletop exercise logole thaka upor de kotha kurisha aro kushi ki exercise to alag scenarios laga upor de lobo. Major General Sudhir Rakushi ki aji laga program de state de earthquake aha samay emergency situations ula samay kinaga samna kurbo to laga upor kotha kurisha. Major General Sudhir Ra Municipal Department pura exercise de hisa luigina municipal aro village disaster management plans panaigina thagibole lagya upor kotha kurisha. Major General Sudhir Bakushi ki emergency support function, medical departments, fire and emergency services, or BWD department, nishina quick reaction teams can be factored lobole like koigina janesh.
Good afternoon. Thank you our press media friends for coming over to cover this event. As we had the curtain raising event on the 17th of October last week. This is a continuation as a precursory event to the Nagaland Emergency Preparedness Exercise, Mega Mock Exercise 2024. We have been supported by the National Disaster Management Authority, Ministry of Home Affairs. We have Major General Sudhir, who had come from the Ndma to be the lead coordinator for this mock exercise. Last year also he was there supporting us. We sincerely thank sir for your coming to Nagaland today. And we are also being accompanied by the NDRF who are based here in Nagaland. Nagaland NDRF headquarters is at Doimuk, is the 12th Battalion of NDRF, and they are here. We are also deploying two more additional companies in Noklak and also in Newland. Two more companies are deployed, and we have here in Kohima and Nsdma. And we are also here as a lead observer, a group captain from Indian Air Force, Eastern Air Command. And we are very thankful to sir for coming over. In fact, we are very grateful to the Eastern Air Command for their always supporting us always whenever we need them. Actually, previous year during our forest fire, they deployed more than 3-4 choppers for us. And during the previous landslide event, they had also given us 3 choppers operating for 13 days, dropping and without lifting the essential commodities to the different districts. This year, as I said, the big message for the Nepex is to build or to push an envelope of future resilient infrastructure and future resilient economy for Nagaland. And in this endeavor, we have also been always worked with by the State Disaster Response Force personnel from the Home Guard and Civil Defense. Our Commandant General Shermedo is here, and they are present in all the strategically located 8 districts. So the presence of SDRF in the state has also been a great support to us, especially the Dimapur SDRF personnel. They always move round the clock, off season or during the seasons. So we also place on record here our sense of gratitude to the SDRF personnel for their incredible contributions that they are providing in the building of Nagaland disaster resilient state. With this note, I would also like to request our lead coordinator, Major General Sudhir Dhal, for sharing and how this mock drill Nepex 2024 is going to unfold.
Today we conducted the tabletop exercise, which is based on a catastrophic earthquake scenario where the secondary fallouts of landslides, fires and industrial accidents. In this mock exercise, we will be playing the scenario also, and today we discussed the response to various emergency situations that may arise during an earthquake which hits our state. This response was sought from all stakeholders, and we have certain issues that I think need addressing, which I would like to highlight over here. The first issue is that we must realize community response is the bedrock of initial response. And unless the community is empowered, it will be a situation which is best avoided. To that extent, the municipal department needs to get intimately involved in this and ensure that the municipal and the village disaster management plans are made and include community response in an organized manner. How this is to be done was discussed today and explained by me in detail. In this, the emergency support function, quick reaction teams like those of the medical department, the fire and emergency services departments, and the PW department also need to be factored. Second thing, we must realize that if we are looking at a resilient Nagaland, we must have buildings that are seismic proof, for which the promulgation of a seismic building code is extremely essential. I understand that because of community ownership of land, this has had some public opinion related issues, but it is my request that through the media we sensitize the people that it is for their own benefit that whatever buildings are constructed are seismic proof, so that, God forbid, if there's an earthquake, we have minimal losses. The example of Turkey stands out. They initiated a building code in 2000, and more than 23 years later, when the earthquake took place last year, they still had thousands of casualties. It is work which takes time, effort and commitment, and therefore the sooner we start, the better it is. The other element is the importance of aerial resources in support to our state, considering the limited lines of communication to our state and also the hilly nature of our state. Therefore, the role of the nodal officer air is extremely important, and this is a person who should be from the civil aviation department and should be intimately involved in disaster management plans. The other point that came up during our discussion was that landslide management has to be better organized. To this extent, it is not only the state resources that are available, resources of the public sector undertakings, the NHAI, the armed forces, the border roads organization are also deployed along the roads and should be co-opted in management of landslides. Therefore, I have suggested the modalities of making an integrated landslide management plan so that landslides which may take place on a mass scale during an earthquake or otherwise are managed effectively. Lastly, our medical plan has to incorporate the civil medical resources in much greater detail and with much more intricacy. We have, fortunately, a number of civil medical hospitals here, and I'm sure this can be done with minimum effort. Thank you.
You know, climate-induced, rainfall-induced landslides. So far, since we don't have a big earthquake that we have experienced, so it's a climate-induced landslide.
The thing is that with climate change, what is happening is, though the amount of annual rainfall in areas has probably not changed, but the number of rainy days has reduced worldwide. So what is happening is the amount of rain that comes down in a short period is much more today than what it was happening earlier. And with development, with the population growth, this is what is leading to landslides in areas where we did not experience them earlier. So the challenge is not only landslides in known areas, it is these extreme weather events precipitating disasters in areas which are not seeing these events earlier. So that is the reason we need to be prepared. Having said that, please remember, earthquakes are a low probability, but a very, very high risk event. The maximum number of fatalities worldwide has been due to earthquakes, though they actually count for less than 5% of the total disaster events. There's a saying amongst disaster managers, if you are prepared for an earthquake, you are prepared for any disaster. So to that extent, this Nepex is a stepping stone for us to be ready for any kind of disaster, God forbid, if it strikes us.
We had the Nagaland building bylaws, which was notified. Now, looking at some of the pattern of the building and other things, that building code is being reviewed now. A committee has been constituted under the Department of Municipal Affairs and will be implemented by the ULBs now. So more updated version of the building bylaws will be out soon, and we hope that implementation also will be done smoothly by the concerned department, the municipal affairs. Yes, in the absence of the local state building bylaws, we have to look into the national building codes. In the context of mitigating the disaster's impact, we will not be able to quantify that. But in the context of creating awareness and the capabilities of preparedness to any eventualities has certainly been a great achievement. Now, when we had the first statewide mock exercise, it was very difficult for us to even put together all the agencies. Now, with the coming of incident response systems notified and everything, now almost all the line department knows what they are supposed to be doing in the event of disaster. So creating awareness and coming together, putting our resources together, that was a great achievement. And I believe, God forbid, if there is any major earthquake hitting the state, I think we will be better prepared than before these exercises were done.
The Nagaland building bylaws, once this implemented, how strongly can you enforce it? Because if I may use, we Naga people were like kushu. So how strongly do you think the government can enforce this?
One of the criteria for enforcing these Nagaland building bylaws is this. I am a Mati Malik and I will do the way I want to build my house. You do it. But when my house is completed, I will require electric power connection. Huh? So I will ask, the power department will ask where is the building permit. If they have, then the power connection will be given. In case if the power department passes on, when it comes to the services, say like we have the ration cards, we have the Aadhaar cards and all these things. When it comes to all these services, if your building is not constructed based on the norms of the building bylaws, all these services will be denied. So there is one strategy that the state government is going to adopt for the enforcement of these building bylaws.
You are saying about denying the services, but in cases like Nagaland, we see that many houses are built for renting. So who will be denied the services? The owner will be having his own house somewhere else. The renters will be sitting in the rent house. So the building will be.
It will be the owners. It will be the owners.
But for them, they will be having their own thing. No? So for those sitting in the renters, if it is not
building bylaws will be enforceable only for the owners, because before I build my house, I should get all those design or the blueprint of the house approved by the municipalities, whether it is falling under the norms or safety norms, and only after that these permissions will be issued for construction. And I believe the department also will look into it for maybe dovetailing some resources even for the implementations. Because if we really want to look at the designs, the architect of the building, I'm sure they need to have an architect there, an engineer there who will review those structures. So I'm sure there will have to be dovetailing human resources for the implementation and enforcement. I think it is a good occasion that press and media people can create a big awareness. Why we need to do this? Because people think that this is enforcing on them. It is not. Because we want to save them. That is the only reason why we have the building bylaws. It is for saving life only, and also the properties. Suppose you see today there are many areas where houses are coming up. We call it floating floors. As we build, and the ground level is small, and as they grow up, it's bigger and bigger. It's called floating floor. Now, suppose I build that, I got retired, and all my retirement money that I get, I invested in building that house. If I don't build my house safely, then God forbid tomorrow my house will not be there. My entire years of my service investment is gone in 1 second because of the earthquake. So it is very important for us to have a resilient seismic structures, not only individual homes, but even the public infrastructures.
So when can we expect the implementation of these building bylaws?
The committee which is being constituted will review, and after that it has to be passed through the cabinet again, because this is the revised norms. The cabinet will approve again. So some time it will take, but I can't exactly tell the date and the month when it will be implemented and when it will be rolling out.
So who is heading the committee and this?
Probably the Department of Municipalities HODs. Your writing, your publications, and your channel can create a public generate awareness. So we look forward always to work together, and thank you for supporting us. And also I would like to thank all our friends who are here, different stakeholders who are here from Eastern Air Command, the Ministry of Home Affairs, the head of the State Disaster Response Force, and the in charge of the National Disaster Response Force in charge of Nagaland unit. Thank you very much, and to all my officers from the Disaster Management Authority of Nsdma for putting their efforts together. I would like to also tell you that we are we are, for the first time, augmenting the services of Oscar India. The team is already here, and our team, we have set out to all the districts. Now, while I was down, when you were waiting for me, I was just testing the radio connectivity of ham radio connectivity with Waka. And we could establish with Yuanchang, Noklak. So tomorrow we will be using the ham radio network for communications. During the first, maybe first hour or second hour of the earthquake simulations, until we get that normal communications, mobile channels are re-established. So for the first and the second hour, we will be communicating only through the hand radios. And they are here, the Oscar team, Neil is here. They have flown in from Kolkata. We thank them also for the support to the Nsdma.
Looking to elevate your team's skills in hospitality and customer service? At Emporium Training Institute, powered by Eagle Crest Training Academy, we offer customized workshops tailored to your organization's needs. From hospitality basics to advanced customer service, we deliver practical, impactful skills. Let us help you build a skilled, confident team. Emporium Nagaland, shaping professionals one workshop at a time.